Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Chad here with BetHubb.com. Today we're going to be discussing some Major League Baseball as the first round of the playoffs is now in the books. It has been nothing short of phenomenal as every single game went the distance, 5 games. You had a wide-ranging variety of series with teams coming back from 0-2, from alternating wins. You never knew who was going to win at any time. Great pitching performances, great hitting performances, clutchness, nail-biters, you name it, it had it. And I understand that a lot of the general public are not big baseball fans. Everybody loves their football, and I know that I can attest to that as well, with it being my favorite sport. But nonetheless, you've really got to credit the sport for the drama and theater that it's provided here over the last week, and I believe that this will continue into the NL and ALCS starting tomorrow. Now, before we get into breaking down what's going to, I believe, happen in those series, is we do have to touch on the biggest issue here coming out of the first round, and it's what's gone on here with the New York Yankees and Alex Rodriguez, who was benched today in Game 5, which obviously has a direct effect on how Raul Ibanez played in Game 3 when he was called upon in the bottom of the ninth inning, hitting the game-tying home run, and then, of course, the game-winning shot a few innings later in extras. So I would like to give a big round of applause here to Joe Girardi. This guy takes a tremendous amount of heat and criticism. He is under the microscope like no other manager in the sport, obviously playing with New York and the Yankees and their high expectations every year. It's pretty much World Series or bust. They make the playoffs every year, and anytime you have a high-profile athlete like A-Rod who makes nearly $30 million a year, one of the highest-paid players in the league, if not on an annual basis, it is going to create some headlines, and so it should. And, you just do not see this happen that often in professional sports for a number of reasons. First of all, a lot of times managers or coaches in other sports don't do this because they're afraid of maybe pissing off management. After all, they're the ones that go out and shell out this money. They make the investment, and even if the star player is struggling, they expect them to play there no matter how bad they are and no matter how good someone might be there to replace them. So it takes a lot of balls being in Girardi's spot to do it from that perspective. And then furthermore, and most importantly, from team dynamics, when you have a bit of a fragile personality like an A-Rod, who I think we can all say falls under that category, it can't be easy for him to have to sit there on the bench and bite his tongue and not believe that he's going to be out there. Could that possibly rub off on the team in a negative way? It doesn't appear to be the case right now in this series because they went ahead and won today, and he appeared to be cheering on his teammates and being extremely supportive, but you don't know what's said behind closed doors. You don't know if this is something that continues moving forward. And by all indications, Girardi has not indicated whether or not he will be starting in Game 1 against the Tigers, but he did not rule out the fact that he could sit more games moving forward. So I really like what Girardi did here because of the fact that it took some balls. It's not something you see that often, and so many times we see Girardi absolutely ripped apart and criticized for over-managing these games, getting a little bit too crazy with all of his changes in the middle of the game. But you know what? This is one that you've definitely got to tip your cap to him. And if it wasn't for him, there's a strong possibility the Yankees would not be advancing on to play the Tigers. Because Game 3 there, with the way Jim Johnson has pitched this entire year, not too many people would have expected him to give up a home run to Raul Ibanez coming off the bench. And then we saw what happened in the extra innings. And then today with A-Rod out again, Ibanez had the clutch hit that just got through the right side of the infield to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. The switch was Chavez coming in at third. Overall, Girardi, I think he has a great understanding of the mindset and the psychology of a lot of these players, and I think that's one of his strongest attributes that came through here. Having been in the game a few years ago as a catcher and actually knows a lot of these Yankee players himself, I think it's helped them on a personal level really sort of understand where they're at from a mental standpoint. And we know when it comes to sports, all these guys have tremendous talent. A lot of times it's a matter of massaging egos and making it all mesh together. So lots of credit to Girardi here. And besides that, I do want to give a shout out to both the Orioles and the Athletics from absolutely phenomenal seasons. Who would have ever thought these teams would make the playoffs? And if they were to make the playoffs, push the powerhouse teams that they did to the brink and have good chances to win those series? Nobody. You figure throughout the year they were going to be in it. Eventually they'd fall off the map. And if they did get into the playoffs, they wouldn't really have much of a chance. So we do need to congratulate those teams. And on a comical note, A-Rod's $28-30 million a year is only $20 to $25 million less than the Oakland Athletics' entire team payroll, who almost made it farther than the Yankees this year. Must be nice to have a luxury of putting a $30 million player on the bench, because I can assure you on other teams in the sport, this wouldn't even be a viable option because it just wouldn't work. They just don't have enough talent on the rest of the team to allow that to happen. So I know you guys love this baseball right now. If you don't, you have a serious problem. This is very intriguing. It's high drama. It's fantastic theater. Get into this baseball. If you can't, then I suggest going and watching something else. Another, not even sports. Go watch some reality shows. Go watch some Jersey Shores, because this baseball is nothing short of phenomenal. I understand the regular season can be a bore, but you've got to get into this now. And another way to make it more exciting is to put some money on these games. Wager on it. You know how intense it is watching every swing of the bat and pitch, knowing that you have a little bit of cash riding on these games? Whew, is it unbelievable? And that's why you guys can go right now to BetHubb.com, sign up for your own very account. You can create your own lines. You can set challenges out to people. You can bet your friends. You can trash talk. It's got a nice Facebook layout. Get on there, BetHubb.com. Start an account today. We have an outstanding promotion going on. You check out the link below here on the video, and we will be depositing an extra $10 in your account, and you can get things underway and add some more excitement to your baseball viewing pleasures.